Breaking today, this is video of Boston City Councilor Tania Fernandes Anderson walking out of federal court right after she answered to federal corruption charges. She is facing several accusations, including organizing a bribery scheme. As you can imagine, her arrest has garnered plenty of reaction from the Boston political scene. We'll get to some of that reaction in just a moment, including calls for her to resign. But first, NBC 10's John Maroney breaks down the charges Fernandes Anderson is facing. He's live outside federal court. John?
Corey, the city councilor is free tonight. She is facing some pretty serious charges, but this afternoon in court, she pleaded not guilty to all of them.
Councilor, the mayor is asking you to resign.
Boston City Councilor Tania Fernandes Anderson leaving federal court, charged in a bribery scheme that investigators say resulted in the exchange of cash in a city hall bathroom.
Nobody is picking on Tania Fernandes Anderson and her inner circle. We believe this is a situation of her own making.
The 45-year-old councilor is accused of giving a staff member, who's also a family member, a $10,000 bonus in 2023 after taxes. Authorities say the staffer then returned $7,000 in cash to the councilor, pointing to this text exchange on the day of the alleged transaction. The staffer bathroom, Fernandes Anderson, ready.
As alleged, not only was these taxpayers' funds being stolen, but it was happening right in the building where she works. So, from my personal opinion, I think it adds to the egregiousness of this conduct.
The 11-page indictment charges 6 felony counts. Fernandes Anderson is alleged to have devised the plan because she needed the money after she was fined $5,000 by the State Ethics Commission for hiring 2 family members illegally. Authorities say she lied about her relationship with the staffer involved in the bribery scheme as well. The defendant left court surrounded by a crush of media and a small group of supporters. How about you? You have anything you want to say?
We have nothing to say to you guys. What we have to say, there's a lot of corruption amongst the Caucasians in the city.
Now, the city councilor was released without any bail. She'll be back in court on January 29th. We'll have in Boston, John Maroney, NBC 10 Boston.
John, thank you. Today's announcement sent shockwaves throughout City Hall as fellow councilors react to the serious charges. NBC 10 political reporter Matt Pritchard continues our team coverage with what the councilors are saying tonight. Matt?
Yeah, Corey, there was certainly a heaviness in the air at City Hall today. Many of the council colleagues of Tania Fernandes Anderson reserving judgment, but those calls for resignation and added investigation are already coming. Days of waiting culminating in an arrest. District 7 Boston City Councilor Tania Fernandes Anderson facing wire fraud and theft charges tied to an alleged kickback scheme involving a relative working on her staff.
It's alarming and disturbing, right, that if we're using our power for personal gain.
Now, Boston City councilors reacting to the news.
It's very clear from talking to residents that they think that she can no longer serve in this role.
It's necessary for Councilor Fernandes Anderson to resign.
Boston Mayor Michelle Wu saying the same, writing in a statement, quote, "The serious nature of these charges undermine the public trust. I urge Councilor Fernandes Anderson to resign." Now, Council President Rusi Louijean also calling for Fernandes Anderson to step aside.
I'm also calling for a standalone city council ethics committee.
Keep in mind, Councilor Fernandes Anderson previously faced an ethics investigation for hiring family members and granting raises. I asked councilors if that limits the shock value of this moment.
Whether things are surprising or not is not for me to decide. It's for the legal process to decide what is justice.
When I came onto the city council, there had already been the issue, the ethics issue.
Now, one area of mutual concern, the distraction this creates within city council.
I think all of us know exactly what we need to do for our constituents, and we'll continue doing that.
And we just have to continue to do our job.
Now, how productive the council is in the coming months with all this taking place remains to be seen. In fact, in her statement, Council President Rusi Louijean basically said the reason that resignation needs to take place for Councilor Fernandes Anderson is to make sure that there isn't that added distraction going on as the council tries to go through its business. At City Hall, Matt Pritchard, NBC 10 Boston.
All right, Matt, thank you. So as more reaction pours in and we learn more about her future with the Boston City Council, be sure to stay with NBC 10 Boston on air and online for the very latest on the charges against Tania Fernandes Anderson. We'll be closely following any developments.